Okay, here we have derivation 310. So let's take a look at this. So we'll go ahead and show the conclusion. We'll make an indirect assumption in Qn. Now, we want to look for, can we instantiate existential quantifiers and then universal quantifiers, following our EI-UI method. So we have an existential quantifier in line 2. We can do EI-I with that. We also have our second premise is an existential, so we can do EI. Now each EI needs, if we do EI-I here, we're going to get an error because it says I is not a new variable. So we need to go to new variable, we'll go to the next letter in the alphabet, J. Check it, no problem. Now we look at our first premise, and that's a universal. So no more existentials, but we do want to instantiate the universal. We think, what does our UI method say? It says instantiate each universal to each variable from UI. So we want to go ahead and do premise 1 UI to I and premise 1 UI to J. And now we're going to be able to use both of these. So we say for 6 BP, we have biconditional. Line 4 tells us that the left side of the biconditional is true, and that means the right side of the biconditional is true, which is what we have right here. And that's what BP lets us do. Now with P, we can do 5, 7 BP, giving us Fi, and we now have a contradiction between lines 3 and lines 8. So, fairly straightforward. Just hang with the EI-UI method. Make sure that you're doing enough UI. In this case, we do need to instantiate this universal quantifier to both I and J. Sometimes you don't need to. In this case, you do.